So I just saw the new Superman movie, and I have got to say it is great. I mean, it is great. And I had a couple things I wanted to talk about. I know this is my first video, but I had to express how good this movie is. And I put in a review on Letterboxd, and I said this is the comic book movie I've been waiting for, and it is true to that. It is true to that in every way, shape, and form. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. Its pacing is interesting. I'll get to that. But let's just start off. David Corenswet as Superman. I mean, if you're hearing the roars of everybody saying he is Superman, he is. He is Superman. He looks like Superman. He acts like Superman. He talks like Superman. He behaves as the comic book Superman would behave, and it is just phenomenal. His acting is great. One of and this is and I don't say this lightly. His acting is one of the lesser impressive things in this movie, and that is crazy. That is crazy because some of these performances are just bizarre. Like we'll get to Nicholas Holt in a second, but unbelievable. This is a spoiler review. It does have spoilers in it. So let's just get to the meat and potatoes here. Superman is a hero in this movie. He's heroic. His actions are justifiable. Everything he does is something a good person would do. I mean, heck, he's fighting a kaiju that Lex Luthor released to distract him, and the kaiju he almost steps on a dog, and Superman saves the dog, and from falling debris, Superman saves a squirrel. A squirrel. That is insane. It just goes to show that he cares about all living things. Life is indisposable to him, and that's Superman. That is Superman. And I mean, he's just amazing. He didn't want to dispose of the kaiju. He wanted to help save it, go put it in an intergalactic zoo so it didn't die. And it was just, he's so humane, and he's more humane than most humans today, which is just weird to say. So yeah, David Corenswet as Superman, just amazing. I have been a while since I've been this impressed with a superhero movie, but let's move on. Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is, I mean, he's evil. He's evil, and he's not. I mean, he's bad for the sake of being bad, but he's also got his own, you know, you know, things he does and why he does these things, and it is great. His acting is insane, on par with his acting in the Crown. He's amazing. I just I cannot glaze that performance enough. His tears, the tears he has at the end when Superman beats him, it's just phenomenal. The whole thing is phenomenal with him. When he kills he kills a guy that doesn't have anything to do with Superman. Doesn't even Superman. He knows him lightly. It's a falafel store owner in Metropolis, and Superman is captured and put into a pocket universe. We'll get to that in a second. Lex Luthor made a pocket universe, and it's almost like the Phantom Zone, kind of. He has this, it's Lex Luthor and the U.S. government put all their people that they don't want escaping out. That's where they put them. Um, Anyways, Lex Luthor captures this guy and plays Russian roulette with him to get questions to get answers from Superman, and he fails. Or I mean, he doesn't fail. He kills the guy on the second shot and just rubs it off. Just is like, oh, I thought that would last longer. The performance is incredible. Superman, literal tears streaming down his face after that. He kills him, plays the hammer of Barovia. I don't know. Just Lex Luthor in this movie is Lex Luthor in the comic. He's just a D1 rage baiter, and it's amazing. Um. Oh yeah, let's get to that. Rage monkeys online. He has an army of monkeys to trash Superman online. That's what they're for. That's their entire job, to trash Superman online. It's hilarious. Um, so that's Nicholas Holt's Lex Luthor is just amazing. But I also wanted to talk about the authenticity of this movie. It doesn't feel like other Superman movies. It has its heartfelt moments. It has its faults, and it has its heroes and villains. But it doesn't feel like any other Superman movie, and I think that works in its favor. I think that works in any superhero movie's favor if it doesn't feel like one made before. It pays homage to Superman 78, but it's not a copy. And you can tell that where David Gordon's Superman is different than Christopher Reeve's Superman, and I respect that. And I respect James Gunn for doing that. And it's authentic. It's good. It feels like a comic book. The pacing, like I said, we get to the Batman, 2022, Robert Pattinson's The Batman was a set in stone story. It had a beginning, end, and it had a middle. This movie feels like it expects you to know who Batman and, or not Batman, Superman and Lex Luthor are. It expects you to know their story. It expects you to know what Metropolis is, and it just throws you in. Like if you're looking at the entire run of Action Comics or Superman in general, and you just take out an issue, like a random issue, that is what this movie is. This movie is just a Tuesday for Superman, and it's amazing, and I love that, and I wish more superhero films will do that in the future, and I am hopeful they will do that in the future. It's fantastic. The pacing is fantastic. Rachel Brosnahan's Lois Lane is good. It's really good. She's really good. She reminds me of the Lois Lane from '78, and she plays that role of reporter that does nothing to compromise the truth. She will hunt it down and she will not say anything until she knows it to be fact, and she plays that role perfectly. My biggest gripe, we don't get a whole lot of Clark Kent in Lois Lane. We get Superman in Lois Lane, but I never feel like the stakes are very high. Like she doesn't care for Superman. We don't get enough romance or just interactions for her care of him saving him to be make as much sense as they want it to, and that's arguably that is my only complaint about the movie, which is such a minuscule complaint. It's so that just goes to show how good this movie is. But yeah, her Lois Lane is perfect. She's a go get 'em. She's much like the My Adventures with Superman Lois Lane. She's not just a plot device for Superman to be brought down, and she actually helps. She serves a purpose, which I did not feel like she did in BVS or Man of Steel. The Justice Gang, another phenomenal piece of the movie. The Justice Gang includes um, Guy Gardner. It includes Guy Gardner, Hawk Girl, and Mr. Terrific. Mr. Terrific has the most out of the Justice Gang. He has the most screen time, and he's played just right. He's played just right. His fight scenes are amazing. He's super intelligent. You can tell it by the way he acts. Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion, the only one that can make Guy Gardner sufferable, which is funny to say. Yeah, I think Nathan Fillion did a great job. And what's her name? Isabella Merced or something like that. That plays Hawk Girl. She does a great job too. I did. She does. She has a scream like a hawk scream when she's killing one of the bad guys, which I kind of thought was a little corny, but I can push past it. It's a superhero comic book film. The CGI I'd like to touch on too is just amazing. It is amazing, much better than the slop we've been getting for years. It looks like a comic book. It feels like a comic book, and I think for CGI to accomplish that is something to be paraded around. And the fight scenes feel so fluid and good. He's fighting Ultraman, which is a clone of himself. He's fighting Ultraman, and it feels like a Superman fight. It feels heavy. It feels powerful. It feels strong. And I think that's what Superman needs to feel like. And his Crypto as well. He had fight scenes too. And Crypto he's played for laughs, but it never gets old. His part in the movie never gets old. He's funny, and he's just a dog. He's just a dog, and he's a dog with superpowers. So imagine that. But I mean, the fight scenes with Crypto, and at one point you can see it in the trailer. But Crypto and Superman fly up. Crypto takes the mask off of one of Lex Luthor's raptors, and Superman punches him so hard his teeth fly out and hit the camera lens. That's just so creative and so unique, and I love that. I just love that. But yeah, if I had to give it a 10 out of 10 or a 10 a rating out of 10, I'd probably say like 9.5, 9, which is very strong. And I think it earned it. It earned every bit of that. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about the new Superman movie and talk about my thoughts on it. This is fresh out of, I don't want to say fresh out of the, it's been a couple of hours because I didn't want to make this video without thinking. I wanted to sit here, I wanted to think about it, I wanted to see what other people thought about it and get other opinions and form my own opinion. And I did, and I think this is just an amazing movie. And I think it should be seen, and I think it's a great start to see what James Gunn is going to be doing with the DCU. But anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about. Thank you. I'll see you next time.